I'm going to record so I don't get in trouble. So, oh my gosh, I am so excited about tonight. I can't even tell you how excited I am. So let me mute everybody, and if you guys will keep your phone, Ursula, you're going to have to unmute. So keep your phones muted, please. Okay, so let me tell you who's on here, Ursula, so you have an idea of who we're talking to. So everyone that wanted to be, everyone that wanted to be, was put into an accountability group the first of July, and each week the group, whichever group has the highest percentage of IPAs turned in, gets shouted out. Well, we started incentivizing them with amazing leaders like yourself, and then all of a sudden we have groups hitting 100%. And the one, and I'm excited about everybody, but our group that's going for manager, I think they're running on, I think only one day out of the last week and a half have they not hit 100%. Every single one of them are doing their IPAs every single day, which is blowing my mind, and I'm so excited about it. So it's the people that really want this, the people that are really showing up, the people that are really putting in the effort, and that's who's taking their time tonight. And guys, let me introduce you to oh gosh, if there is ever anybody that I could sit under and listen to as far as anything singular business related and learn from, it is Ursula Myers. She is just dynamic. She has conviction in her speaking. She speaks truth, even when it might step on your toes a little bit, but she speaks truth. She is a real life person who just tells it like it is. And I love that so much about her. And she is just absolutely dynamic and has going places in this company at speeds that we could only wish for. But let me introduce you to Silver Ambassador Ursula Myers.
Hey guys, super excited to be here with you guys tonight. Such an honor to be asked to come speak with y'all, because from what I hear, you guys are blowing things up, doing all the things. And first off, I just want to say congratulations for that, because that in itself is such a big feat. So you definitely need to be celebrating yourself and recognizing the fact that you are showing up and doing the work. Because I'm going to tell you, there's no secrets in growth. There's honestly no secrets in how to get further along, how to build your team, how to build your business, and how to build your paycheck. There's one golden rule: show up and do the work. And what's amazing is the fact that all of us, everybody, no matter if it's the people like Melissa was talking about that are trying to get to a manager this month, or like myself, who's working on getting to Gold Ambassador, we're all doing the same steps, guys, right? We're all doing the same steps every day. The difference in the people that grow and the people that don't is the conviction and what they're doing, the belief that they have not only in the products and the system, but the belief that they have in themselves. So you guys, mindset is half the battle for all of this. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand, is honestly how mindset and what is right here in between these ears is going to make you or break you. So just the fact that you guys have been showing up and putting the work in every day, that really says a lot about you and your mindset and where you're going with Singular. Because I'm going to tell you that the work that you put in for the next 30 days, the next 60 days, and the next 90 days is really going to be such a driving force in your business and what you do in the fall. So a lot of people over the summer think, my gosh, it's summer and it's hot, my kids are on vacation, and I don't want to, I don't want to work because my kids are out of school and all the things, or it's slow, or people are on vacation, they're not buying. And that's absolutely the wrong mindset to have. What your summer months should be are all about growth, personal growth, and how do you become a better leader, okay? And the very best way to become the very best leader is to show up, just like you guys have been doing. Because I can tell you that your teams are watching everything you do. They watch whether you show up to trainings. They watch whether you show up to events. They watch to see whether you turn in those IPA lists. They watch to see what you do. Because if it's not important to you, guess what? It's not going to be important to them, because you lead by example every day. So by your example, you're either showing your team, hey, this is important. I'm going to do the IPAs. You're going to see me posting my IPAs or putting them wherever you guys are putting them for everybody to see, right? Because that group accountability is such a big thing. And if it's not important to you, important enough that you don't do it, which obviously you guys do because you're here tonight, right? But you're leading your team by example, by showing up every day and doing the things, right? And what's great about this is Melissa's doing the same things I'm doing. I guarantee you also that Hillary Brown, who's going to hit executive this month, big shout out for Hillary, because we know that's going to happen. She is doing the same thing that you guys are doing. The best thing about all of this, guys, is the fact that we all have the same comp plan. We all have the same products. We all have the same exact tools that Singular has given us. The difference in growth and stalling out is the fact of how are you utilizing those tools. So one of the things that we talk about on my team is the fact that, we've given everybody all the nails. If they had a toolbox, that toolbox is full of nails, just like your toolbox is full of nails, right? So whether that's an amazing comp plan where you can make money, whether that's videos that you guys have as a team, whether that's boards that you guys utilize, it's all the things, right? Every single one of those things is a nail, but it's up to you to pick up the hammer, because that nail is not going to drive itself into a piece of wood. You picking up the hammer, holding the nail, which is the tool, and putting the pressure on it, that's what creates movement. That's what creates something to happen. And that's what's going to be the same exact example of you growing your business. And you guys, those IPA lists, those are the gospel, because your team members have created, your team leaders have created them to be, what are the things that are going to make you the most money? Where people get stuck in network marketing is people tend to be busy. How many of you guys have ever said, I'm busy today? I've been really busy today, right? Well, guess what? Busy doesn't make you money. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. Busy doesn't make you money. Scrolling Facebook to see who you can contact doesn't make you money. Looking to see who's baby mama drama, are they all kinds of crazy posts going up, and I want to go see who's fighting on Facebook today. That doesn't make you money, guys. What makes you money is being productive. So that's why those IPA lists are so incredibly important, because they break down the things that you do every day that make you money. So if you guys have something to write with, I want you to write this down. Time is money. Where you spend your time, that's going to determine if you make the money. So for me, right, I spend my time very wisely, because I know what my time is worth. I know what my pay is worth per hour. And if I'm spending my time doing something that's not making me money, it's actually costing me money, guess what? I'm losing money, right? And it's not about the money, guys. I know I've said money several times. It's not just about the money. Write this down. It's about what the money allows you to do. So you know what's even more important to me than the income that Singular pays me? That's pretty fabulous. I'm not going to lie. But you know what's even more important? The time freedom. The fact that I get to spend my time however and with whoever I want to. And why is that? And how did I make that happen? Because very early on in my Singular career, I realized that every second I spent working my business was either going to be productive or it was going to be busy. And that the busy work didn't make you money. It just made you feel overwhelmed. It made you feel stressed out. It made you feel like you were never going to catch up, right? It made you feel like you were just on this hamster wheel that you couldn't get off of. But when I started going into the productive work and I made sure that I was doing the things that needed to be done in order to grow my business, my whole entire mindset that we talked about at the beginning is what changed. So when I realized that the time that I spent on my business was going to be spent better being productive and doing those things like that IPA list, because let me tell you, the IPA list is exactly what you do in order to build a business, in order to build a team, and in order to make the money. So here's the thing. Melissa is a phenomenal leader, right? Absolutely amazing. Do you think that her IPA list is different than your IPA list? No, it's not. It's actually the same. What might be a little bit different on hers is because she does have a team. She might have a few things added at the bottom that she has to do because she's got to make sure that all the team is working correctly and all the parts are oiled well, so it's a well-oiled machine, right? But if we're talking about the very basic things that create duplication, create teams, and create growth in your business, it's the same thing that you're doing. The same exact thing, right? So what you don't want to do, guys, as you grow, because this is a common trap that a lot of people fall into, is they think, well, I've got a team, so I've got to go manage my team, right? And when your mind goes from growth mode to management mode, your business starts to go down. You never get out of the mode of productivity, building your team, talking to people, bringing new people in, and always building new people. Because when you take that step back to manage your team, oh my gosh, guess what happens? You stop signing people up, you stop talking to new people, you're just managing everybody, right? And you know what happens to your business? It doesn't grow because your team doesn't see you doing the things, right? Because if you're in management mode, you're just making sure they're working, right? You're not doing it yourself. You're just making sure they're working. So your check is continuing to be there. So never get out of that growth mode. I can tell you even now, 6 years later, because I've been in Singular for 6 years, I'm still in growth mode. I still show up every day. I still work on the personal development. I still sign people up. I'm still building new people. I'm still doing all the things because I never want to get to a point where I'm dependent on any one person or any two people or any three people to make sure that my paycheck and the lifestyle that we've become accustomed to goes away. Because how many of you guys, raise your hand? Some of you, the majority of y'all don't have your cameras on, so I'm really hoping that you're listening, because when your camera's not on, kind of means that you might be watching TV, you might not be paying attention, you might be doing something else. Cameras on are always a good thing, FYI, whenever you're on a Zoom. So we want to see your happy, smiling faces. Anyway, so you want to make sure no matter what level you're at, silver ambassador, gold ambassador, purple rainbow ambassador, whatever that goal is, you're doing the same things every day. And you're showing your people to do the same things. That's why I love this business and the simplicity of it, because it's not hard. Would you guys not agree? Like, this is the simplest thing to do. I mean, how many of us do the same things? We message people, we talk to people, we create relationships. We're sure that we're showing up. We're getting in trainings. We're doing and doing and doing and doing, right? Every day, it's the same monotonous work. But I can tell you for myself, I'd rather be doing this monotonous work than digging post holes out in this Texas heat or flipping burgers at McDonald's. That is for dang sure. So just remember, when you're showing up every day, you're setting a precedent for your team. Your team, whether you think they are or not, they're watching what you do because they're going to follow your lead. And by following your lead, and if you're doing the right things, guess what? They do the right things. And guess what happens? Your team grows. And then it grows more, and it grows more, and it grows more. So you guys, you need to celebrate yourselves, because I have heard nothing but good things about y'all and how you are showing up daily, doing the stuff. So I want to ask y'all a question. How many of you guys are registered for Zinc Fest? How many of you guys are coming to Dallas, getting ready to come to Texas, see all the things, right? That's going to be such a huge thing. And your team, you're going to think I'm crazy when I say this. You have to make your team sick and tired of hearing about Dallas. Sick and tired of hearing about it. Fine, Melissa, I'm going to Dallas. I understand how important this is. I realize I got to be there. Good Lord, I got my flights booked and I got my room booked and I'm coming and I'm bringing people, right? Because those events, guys, are what will set your soul on fire, number one, but it's also going to let those new people, because all of us have just thousands of people that we're bringing in that are new, right? Like we've got hordes of people that are new that have never been able to experience what Zingular really is. And I can tell you those couple of us, well, not couple, there was 500 of us that went to Florida for XLC. And it was like 2 years since we had been to an event. It was like my very first event. It was like I had never been to Zingular before. I had never seen corporate before. I had never met any of these people. It was phenomenal. And I've been here 6 years. So can you imagine what Dallas is going to be like with all of the new people and them just getting to see everybody and all the stuff for the very first time? It's such an important thing. And if you don't go to events, your team doesn't think that events are important, right? And it shouldn't be up to your leader to manage your people because you don't want to go to an event. I'm sure all of y'all are going to be in Dallas. I'm sure all of y'all are going to come say hi and we'll take a picture and we'll hug and do all the stuff, right? You guys are phenomenal. You're phenomenal. You're showing up, and showing up is half the battle. So what's your goal in 30 days? Where are you going to be at the end of August? Where are you going to be 60 days from now? Where are you going to be 90 days from now? Where are you going to be 120 days from now? Every day that you show up is a stepping stone to that goal. Every day that you show up and bring people with you is a bigger step to that goal. Every day, you guys are going to see all of the hard work that you're putting in. It's actually going to pay off. And I'm going to tell you, I know right now, we're growing, things are happening, everybody's happy, people are signing up, all the stuff. But if you're in a mindset of, man, I'm really working, but I'm not seeing any movement, because let's be real honest, everybody's journey is their own, right? Everybody's race is their own. We're not all built the same, just like nobody loses weight all the same way, and nobody is guaranteed to lose those 15 pounds in a day. Some people lose 3 pounds, some people lose 20 pounds, right? And we tend to judge ourselves on, well, what is so-and-so doing? And why is so-and-so growing? And how are they doing it? But I'm still doing the same things. I'm telling you, it's coming. You guys have probably heard me say this before. The flood's coming. It is. I can guarantee you. There is so much coming this fall. Y'all have no idea what corporate has in store for you. But if you don't get ready now, if you're not putting the time and the effort in now, you're going to be behind when that stuff drops, because it's the people that are showing up every day, making sure all the things are happening, making sure all the follow-ups are done, making sure all the people are talked to, making sure they're new, talking to new people, adding new friends, all of those things. When the stuff does drop, those are the people that are absolutely going to skyrocket, right? You're going to see that big jump and that big change. So if you are one of those people that are frustrated because maybe you're not seeing as much movement as you want to see, happens to everybody, right? Absolutely happens to everybody. What you got to do is you got to keep your mind right, and you got to keep your heart right, right? Knowing that you are here for a reason. You're here for a reason. This isn't a come in and get rich in 6 weeks and then you're going to take all this money and run. This isn't. This is a legacy business. And in order to build a legacy business, guess what? You've got to put the time in. You've got to put the effort in, and you've got to show up just like you guys have been doing. So I think you guys are phenomenal. I think you need to celebrate yourself. And I think you guys need to pat yourself on the back and just say, hey, you know what? I've done a heck of a job. I got in on this Zoom with some crazy girl who was talking about all this stuff and mindset and whatever, but I showed up. I showed up, and somebody saw something in me that allowed me to get on this Zoom. Make sure you're writing those goals out. Make sure you have those goals planned out, just like we talked about. What's your goal for 2022? Like, really, what's your goal for 2022? Where do you want to be at the end of next year? Those milestones and those big goals, those are the things that are going to keep pushing you forward, right? Don't say, someday I'm going to be an executive. Someday and someday. Someday has no end in sight. Someday might happen. Someday may not happen. And it's probably not going to happen. If you say by the end of 2022 or whatever your goal is, right? I'm going to be an executive. I'm going to be making $13,000 a month. I'm going to go on that trip to Dubai. I'm going to be doing all the stuff. I'm going to the executive suppers and I'm going to get dressed up with all the other executives when they go to big events. And I'm going to do all these things, right? Then guess what? This is the last piece I'm going to leave you guys with. Whatever your big goal is, work like you're already there. If your goal is executive, work like an executive. Don't show up like a manager and thinking that, and there ain't nothing wrong with managers if y'all are just trying to hit manager. I'm just throwing this out there. But don't show up putting in the work ethic like a manager thinking you're going to get that executive pay. I can tell you when I hit executive and my goal was ambassador, that's a big old jump of 900,000 points, guys. From executive to ambassador, 900,000 points. I was working like an ambassador when I was an executive. And that's how we made that 900,000 point jump in 14 months. Because my mind was here. My work ethic was here. I was doing all the things that I needed to do in order to get to that level. I wasn't operating on executive level, even though I had just hit that. I was operating on ambassador level. So I want to ask you, what level are you operating at? Are you operating at manager level? Are you just coming in and doing the basics because, hey, the basics are good enough? Or are you operating at that level to where you want to be? That very, very top, your very big goal. Are you showing up every day as that person? And I'm going to tell you, the person you are when you hit executive is not going to be the person that gets you to ambassador. The person you are at manager is not going to be the person that gets you to director. The person you are a director is not going to be the person that gets you to executive. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? There has to be personal growth to be had. Because what happens is if you luck in, and I'm going to say luck in because it happens, if you luck into some of those higher ranks but don't do the work on yourself and your leadership that those higher ranks absolutely have to have, you won't maintain it because you don't know how to be that leader. And every single one of you can be purple people eater, rainbow ambassador. Every single one of you. If you have your heart right and your mind right, you can become anybody that you want to be. Make sure you're operating at those levels that you want to be at, not at the level you're currently at. I'm going to tell you, that's been the biggest thing for me. If somebody, when we go to events, people are always asking me, what's your secret, Ursula? Ain't no secret. I just show up every day and I put the work in, right? But I show up as the higher self. And that's hard, guys, because it takes a lot of looking into yourself, a lot of reflection. And honestly, it takes a lot of honesty. And that's, I think, one of the hardest things that people have within themselves is it's hard to be honest with yourself. Am I doing everything I could be doing? Am I putting the work in that I should be putting in? Am I showing up every day as much as I could be, right? That's the hard part. But that's also the beautiful part of this business is it's yours. Melissa's not your boss. I'm not your boss. I just come get to talk to you all today, right? Nobody is your boss. Nobody can make you get out of bed every morning. Nobody can make you do those IPAs. Nobody can motivate you to do something today. That all comes from you. But by being self-motivated and moving forward in the direction that you want to go in, whether you feel like it, whether you don't feel like it, whether you want to do it or don't want to do it, I guarantee you, this is the biggest thing, and I know Melissa will agree with me on this. When you get to those events and they call your name and you're walking across the stage for that brand new rank and they're going to celebrate you and you're going to see your name up in lights and your picture is really, really big on that screen, you're going to be so incredibly proud of yourself because you showed up, because you put the time in, because you put the effort in, and all the sacrifices, the time, the missed sleep, the whatevers, the meals you missed, whatever those sacrifices are that we all make, right? You're not going to remember those in that moment. You're not. You're going to celebrate yourself. And you're going to be so incredibly proud of yourself and the time and the effort and everything that you've done in order to get to that place. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited for Fest. I'm excited to see each and every single one of you. I'm excited to see your name up in lights and your picture, beautiful, smiling picture up on that big screen. And I am excited to celebrate you and all the things that I know you can do. Because one thing, you're doing the things, you're here. You got asked to be on this Zoom. That's the biggest step. So you guys, thank you so much for letting me come visit with you guys tonight. I really, really appreciate you guys. I'm proud of you guys. Even though I don't know y'all, still proud of you. Still proud of you for showing up and doing the thing. So appreciate you guys. Hey, Melissa, thank you so much for letting me come on and visit with you guys.
Thanks, Ursula. I feel like I should have an altar call at this point. I feel like I've been to church. I feel like everybody's been to church, and it's exactly what we needed. And I love you and thank you, and can't wait to see you in Dallas.
You're so welcome. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
You guys, I'm just going to tell you, wow, just wow. If you didn't take notes and get something out of that and take the action that she just gave you, just do the work. That's all we've been telling you. You just got to drill it in your house, put that in your head. The more you do, the more you're going to get. And that's the oh, it's amazing. And Hillary, just so you know, she shouted you out and she declared that you would be executive, just FYI, right before you got on. So it's just absolutely amazing to just validation. I mean, the things that we've been talking about, I didn't tell her what to say before. All I told her was it was the IPA winner. She was a Christmas in July Christmas present to you guys. And the confirmation, I mean, that should drill it home. It's the same thing we've been talking about get out of your own way, go to work, do it. You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. You can't do it. You've got to put in the work. But whatever it is that you want it to be, it's what it can be. And I am so freaking excited right now. We still got tonight and 2 more days. We're about to hit, starting tomorrow is when month end madness starts, you guys. So get in it, get on it, and let's go. Hillary, you want to say something? You got your hand up.
Yes, I wanted to ask a question, of course.
Yes.
Well, anyways, disclaimer, I was kissing the youngest one goodnight and trying to get her in the bed. So that's why I hopped on late. But no way I was going to miss it. And she was screaming. Otherwise, I would have still gotten on, but I couldn't hear anything anyways. So I want to know what the difference in work ethic is between an executive and an ambassador. Like, I mean, what do you do differently than doing those same things, and other than just making more phone calls and relating to more people and following up with more people? I mean, what is there different?
It's more, and I've asked this question before, because that's where I'm at. You know, I want to take it from where I'm at, and it stops being about product users, and it goes into business builders. And you've got to find the people who want to build just like you. You are looking for the people like you who have that dream, and you're looking for busy people. You're not looking for people who don't have stuff to do. You are looking for the ones that are so busy that another thing is just going to be something that they put in and do it well. And that was one thing that I was just like, that's so true, because when I started, I was so busy. I didn't have time to do anything else, but yet I did it. Hillary has got 4 kids. She's so busy. She didn't have time to do it, but yet she just does it and does it well. Same thing. Just find the busy people, find the people that want that time freedom. I mean, it's like she said, it's what the money will give you. So it's the time to be able to do whatever it is with whoever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. So I think that's the difference, Hillary. I think I got to executive slinging product, trying to find people to buy the product and then hope they would do the business. And that's why over the last, we've been making this shift over the last, especially the last year, I know, just trying to find the business builders and really focusing a lot more on the opportunity, because I think that's where the shift is. And I think if you started off when you first start, and I think COVID did a lot for us. I really do. I mean, especially seeing the growth from last year and how many people are looking for something. And I heard it on Michael Stoller's Zoom tonight. He let me be a part of it. And it said 78% of Americans, or 72%, are going to start a home-based business in the next 5 years. 70 something percent in the next 5 years. And over by 2023, the health and weight loss industry is going to be doing almost $300 billion a year. That's in less than 2 years, you guys. So guess who's going to be at the top of that? Because it, just like she said, what was the word that she used about it was the breakthrough, but the flood. You know what she meant by flood? The flood means that everybody's going to know about Zingular, and it's going to be flooded in the United States, and everybody's going to be looking for the Zingular person. And that's what you got to step up right now. You've still got that window of opportunity. But I'm going to tell you, like I have been saying to everybody for years, and Luann can vouch for this. I've probably been saying it for almost 6 years. If you don't tell everybody you know about Zingular, they're going to hear it from somebody. So you need to make sure that the people you know hear it from you, because somebody's going to tell them. And perfect example is Sonia Fogel is right now doing a city meeting in her apartment complex, and there is another Zingular distributor on another team that lives in her complex and got an email invite to her event. And believe me, I heard all about that, but I'm just saying everybody's going to hear about it. So who's going to be the one to tell them?
That was my friend Elizabeth, and she's really cool. And she was just looking to see if it was a city meeting, because she doesn't have anybody.
Well, I'm just saying it doesn't matter. I mean, what I'm saying is you're going to have people move in next door that aren't on your team. You're going to have people down the street that go to work with your best friend's mama. I'm just saying. Some people, everybody's going to know. So you need to make sure your doors are open every day. And when somebody is looking for it, that they come to you, because the person that's going to be talking about it is going to be the one that they come to if your doors aren't open.
Can I say something else?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I was going to tell y'all, which yes, I agree. And I have said that so many times too. Like that's why it's essential to have your business sign open, so that whenever somebody thinks about health and weight loss, or thinks about a side gig, or thinks about Zingular in general, the first name that pops up in their head, you want it to be yours. So, you make sure that your business sign is open, and you make sure that they know that you are somebody that they can consistently rely on. But anyways, that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is in that recently, what I have been using that I've found a lot of success with, and I give all the thanks to Tabby for coming up with this wording, because lately, instead of that can't afford it text in the objections, whenever somebody mentions their job instability, or I can't do this right now, I don't have the money for it, I've got too much going on finance wise. Anytime people have been mentioning any kind of thing like that with the products lately, other than, those people that we're reaching out to for business, I have been using the wording that Tabby came up with, and it's in product objections, and it's in business objections. And I have been using that left and right. And you would not believe the number of people. Like I had a guy today that I combed through all of my messages, and I went back and I grabbed everybody that I let fall through the cracks from like 9 months ago that I had just looked over. I sent him a message, and I was like, hey, did you ever find anything to help you with your health and weight loss goals, or whatever that follow-up is? And he said something about, no, I can't afford to spend any money right now. Things are tight. So I sent this, and I have been sending this anytime somebody mentions income. And it is like, I don't think I've gotten a no yet. But it's just understand. And this is Tabby's words, understandable. I know that last year taught us with the global pandemic that there is no such thing as job security. Instead, it taught us that we need to be having multiple avenues of income coming in. I know this may not be something you see yourself doing, but it's always good to know that there are amazing options and opportunities. If I send you a 2-minute video, would you watch it and then proceed with that business chat?
Wow.
Because if they're having finance problems, then we can help them with that. And it's not just inviting to X Team Adventure. And if they don't, if they don't have the money to invest, then we can go and say, okay, we'll start inviting to X Team Adventure. I'll pay you some referral fees until you can save up enough to get started on working this business to help you with that financial problem.
And on our board, it's under both as well. So you guys know, I just went to check to make sure it was there, and it's under both. But yeah, that's huge. I mean, thank you, Tabby, because we've needed wording for that, because everybody says, I wish I had the money. I just don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the income. It's just there's always, if you can answer somebody's objection, you can figure out how to help them get it. If you can help somebody get what they want and what they need, and then always use, if this, then this. If I was to send you that 2-minute video, would you watch it? Or if it's time objection, I don't have time. If you were able to do it without interfering with what you're currently doing, then would you be interested? Answer the objection. And that usually works too. And I wanted to go back to tell you about having your doors open and the significance in this. And most of you know this, but a lot of you don't. Alicia Ivy just popped on, and the first time I talked to her was in 2015. She wasn't at the place where she could do it, or that she was ready to do it. But this year, 2021, 2015 to 2021, when she was ready, guess who she called? You know why she called me? Because my doors were open and she knew it. She knew it. I always keep my doors open, always. So it's huge. And finding those business builders and overcoming those objections, just like Hillary was talking about, huge. That's what's going to be the difference. And I'm going to tell you, that girl's growing like crazy. She is signing up. I don't even know how many active distributors she has on her team. She tells you something she's doing, might not listen and duplicate it. Because anything she says that she's doing, I'm duplicating. I'm just going to tell you, because she's doing the things that she's got. Have you got 500 Founders Club points yet? It's got to be close. She's already got over 500 Founders Club points, you guys. That's insane. So, well, I think that this has been a fantastic night, and I love y'all. I'm going to turn this recording off. Does anybody have anything that they